Welcome back to Banished from the Hero Party. Excuse me. Anime review episode number 6. This time I'm reviewing the most recent episode of the series, episode 12, which is called The Parting of the Ways. Now, here's the weird thing about this episode. Now, I was rereading book 3, and it turns out that book 11, episode 11, actually finished adapting this one. Yes, it did. I'm like, really? Why the heck would I do that for? Basically, we have 2 books in a row in this anime where they only take up 3 episodes. Okay, but at least they kept a lot of stuff in. This one, I'm presuming it's in book 4. I haven't read book 4 yet, so I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just basically guessing at this. I'm assuming it might have taken up for the first couple chapters. There is a rumbling I've heard that apparently the very next episode, 13, might be the official last episode to air for this season for Banished Hero Party. I don't know. I have not got official word on that yet. Now, in the case of if I'm going to do next week's episode, I'm probably going to hold off on it until I read book 4 of the series. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on it until I read book 4, and once I read book 4, then I'll come back to the series. Okay? So, in the case of this episode, we start off with basically a few different things happening in this episode. For one thing, we actually have the whole episode take place in one location. Instead of going various back and forth, we have right inside the actual, underground. We have Todora, where she's there. She showed up for half of the episode. By the way, they had this Plague Eyes thing, which showed up in the last episode. Turns out it was actually somebody Ares. Ares works for this demon in order to get Ruchi to come back with him. Which she's what basically, in a way, stabbed him, but he was able to heal up no problem. So, basically, it becomes a big, humongous battle where, she rejects him, and then, of course, he gets his hands on this Avenger sword, which apparently is supposed to confirm her, basically turn her hero abilities back on to overload. Though, apparently, with her sword that she had before it broke, because we have a lot of breaking swords in this episode, apparently it's able to destroy most of these swords pretty easily, except one. And then she takes it to one last sword and basically decapitates the demon, and apparently that brainwashes her during the course of the battle. During the course of Todora, where she gets sliced up by the hero, gets her armor sliced through, basically sliced through her shirt, basically was cutting her chest open. But lucky enough that where Ares thought he had killed Gideon and Rit, though thanks to Dion, he's able to push the elevator back up. Yes, it's an elevator. Push it back up, and we have Gideon, who finally kills Ares. Yep, finally kills Ares after all this time. Excuse me. Then, of course, where Ruth comes back after getting the sword. This, of course, as she was basically sent to down below. And basically, she's not exactly herself. She starts... It looks like she's about to slice up Gideon. But lucky enough, Teresa is there to basically stop him. And of course, she's already bleeding like crazy. She's bleeding from the head, and apparently her cloak got sliced up too. And I'm not sure how badly wounded she is. Now, in the case of the drug dealer, he just throws some smoke and he gets hit by Ares. He's pretty weak. I mean, he's good at making drugs, but he's a terrible fighter. But that's pretty much all that happened this episode. We're pretty much leading into what's going to happen next week. And, of course, also, Gideon does tell Todora. I'm surprised he doesn't have a needle and thread on him to seal up her open shirt that got sliced up by Ruti. Because talk about how Rit mentioned basically that where the whole thing with the blessings is kind of wrong. You should live her own life despite the blessing. And surprisingly, the demon actually agrees with her. This is not her being brainwashed. This is basically speaking her own mind about it, which is quite interesting to say the least. And it's interesting, though, a demon actually agrees with a human is saying. Yeah. It's definitely a good episode, but man, they're just plowing through these books pretty quickly, too. It's like the first book, pretty good pace in that one, and then now we're going through books 2 and 3, and now I'm kind of reading book 4 because I thought basically after book 2 that would be pretty much it. But no, it looks like book 2 took up 3 episodes, And book 3 took up 3 episodes too, and looks like book 4 started this episode. I'll find out when I get a chance to read the book, then I'll find out exactly if in fact that this episode does that from the book. I will look it up, and I will basically make some edits on that. I'll make some correct information about it. Yep. It's a good episode, but I kind of wish I read book 4 before I read this episode, watch this episode. Yep, so yeah, that's episode review. I have roughly one more video I want to do today, and that'll be a review of the newest episode of Case Closed. Okay, next video. Bye.